Sometime in your life, you are going to hit a wall, a major, unavoidable setback, or a confusing crossroads where the path completely disappears. When that happens, you have to rebuild by decoding your own intuition. To do that, we will use the exact framework Steve Jobs developed after his most public setback, being fired from his own company at age 30. Before we begin, grab a pen and a piece of paper. You will need them to build this out. Bring to mind a specific current challenge or failure you are facing right now. This is a 4-step action plan to move from a standstill and build a new, practical direction out of a major setback. Step 1. Write down your current dilemma at the top of your paper. Right now, your decision-making is likely clouded by two powerful forces: external expectations and your own pride. Jobs used a specific tool to do this. Every morning for 33 years, he looked in the mirror and asked himself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? Facing limited time strips away the noise. Fear, external pressure, and pride fall away. The only thing left is your inner voice. If all fear was completely removed today, what one action would you take? Write it down. If the action you just wrote down feels slightly scary but deeply authentic, you have successfully isolated your intuition. You recognize that you are already naked and you have nothing left to lose. Step 2 requires you to stop trying to rigidly plan your entire future. Jobs chose an expensive program here at Reed College. After 6 months, he couldn't see the value in it, so he dropped out. Once freed from mandatory classes, he decided to drop in on a calligraphy course. He studied typography purely out of genuine curiosity, with no hope that it would ever have a practical application in his life. This is the original Macintosh computer. 10 years after that class, Jobs used that exact training as the foundation for the Mac. Because of that single course, personal computers have multiple typefaces and proportionally spaced fonts today. Look at your paper. Identify one specific curiosity you will drop in on this week: a book, a video, or a class. Write it down and commit to it without worrying about its immediate return on investment. The core rule of intuition is that you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You must trust that following your genuine curiosity today will eventually connect in your future. Now we confront catastrophic failure. Together with Steve Wozniak, Jobs built Apple from a 2-man garage operation into a $2 billion entity over the course of 10 years. At age 30, Jobs was publicly ousted from his own company. He lost the total focus of his adult life in days. Jobs realized that the intense heaviness of being successful could be replaced by the lightness of starting over. He called this the beginner's reframe. This lightness of being less sure about everything freed Jobs to enter his most creative period. He founded Next and bought Pixar, eventually producing Toy Story and proving the creative power of that beginner phase. Patiently pick up your pen. Look at the failure or challenge you wrote at the top of your paper. Physically cross out the word failure and write the word beginner next to it. Below that, list 3 specific, tangible ways this recent setback actually frees you from your previous external expectations. Losing a project is a setback. True failure happens when you refuse to trade the burden of past success for the freedom of starting over. Step 4. You have a new beginner's path on paper. But any new direction will inevitably encounter hardships, and it will only survive those obstacles if you are driven by a genuine love for the work itself. Look at the new path you've written down. Ask yourself strictly, do I believe this is great work? Do not settle for a path that is merely acceptable. Do not choose a direction simply because it feels safe or comfortable. Finding great work operates like a great relationship. It gets better as the years roll on. If you haven't found it yet on your paper, the only acceptable action is to keep looking. Review your completed paper. You have filtered out the noise, defined an illogical curiosity to pursue, and reframed a heavy failure into a lightweight launchpad. While you cannot see the destination from here, trusting your heart and intuition is the only internal signal you have to move forward. This plan forces those signals to the surface so you can start moving. Take that physical piece of paper and place it somewhere visible, like your bathroom mirror. It needs to serve as an unignorable daily anchor for your next steps. Now, execute the plan. Stay hungry for the new, stay foolish enough to trust your gut, and take your first beginner step today.